All right, ladies and gentlemen, I took the opportunity to go ahead and eat my food because I wanted to eat it right then and there. But it's time to see what happens with the Saionji twins in that super dangerous brother and Sakamoto days. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Qushu 92 here. Welcome back to Sakamoto Days. In the last chapter, we had the Saionji twins, well, basically the brother, contending with basically everybody. The brother who still remains unnamed, and also appears to be the most dangerous of the two, because even Kaji can tell that the brother is on a whole different level, due to the fact that the brother, despite everything he's done, from killing the teachers, to basically manhandling Amane and Toramaru, and even handling Mafuyu easily, all of that and his heart rate did not increase at all. Meaning that everything he did was so effortless that his body didn't even register it as his body actually exercising or doing anything strenuous. His body was relaxed the entire time. Then, when Sheena, his sister, decides, oh, I'm just going to shoot everybody point blank, she winds up falling into a pool where everyone is, running in order to get to her and take out the sister. Except the brother drops down into the water, almost as if he doesn't even disturb the water itself. He's got a club in hand and proceeds to hit Natsuki, who's also invisible, and basically upthrow a ginormous amount of water and also save his sister because his sister can't swim. And despite all that, he's still calm and collected. I told you this brother was going to be a problem. So let's see what happens in chapter, days 234, room 307. And it has the brother and Sheena just staring down Natsuki because Natsuki got grazed by the hit from the brother because the brother now has a club in his hands. It's like this multi-pronged sectional type mace. It's not spikes, but it has like indentions jutting out from it as well. I don't know the exact name of this type of weapon, but I would love to find out what it is. But they're both standing there staring at Natsuki, and Natsuki's looking at them with blood on his clothes. And then Mafuyu runs over. Big bro, are you okay? Big. And Mafuyu is looking at his brother, and he goes, Big, that wound. And Natsuki doesn't say anything. And Natsuki's looking at his brother, and his vision is blurred. Like he sees two other Mafuyus right next to him. Mafuyu, Toramaru, take Amane and Kaji and bail. And he starts to take off his jacket. Huh? And then Sheena goes,
Will you quit helping?
Huh?
I can totally handle these losers alone. You keep butting in and throwing me off.
Well then, quit screwing up. I'm not helping you just for the fun of it.
Jerk.
You want us... And then we cut back to Mafuyu. You want us to bail? What are you talking about, you stupid jerk? We can't beat these guys. Hurry up and go. Go? But what about you? Tell Sakamoto and the others not to come to the JCC. And then, all of a sudden, Natsuki puts his invisibility jacket on Mafuyu. Huh? What? And then he yanks over Toramaru. Stick close to Mafuyu. And she grabs onto his clothes, and she suddenly starts to go invisible as well. And both the Saionji twins notice this, and then Natsuki grabs onto Mafuyu and throws them both out of a window, but since they're invisible, it just looks like the window just shattered by itself, with the teacher going, Whoa, that window just shattered on its own. And then it's just Natsuki against the Saionji twins.
What, you think you can stop us alone?
We'll see.
How come big brothers are always so friggin' busybodies? Such friggin' busybodies. It's so aggravating, I can't take it!
And then the brother is looking kind of internally distraught that his sister would say that. And then Natsuki is holding up one of his ice grenades. Because you younger siblings are annoying little brats. You're a pain in the butt. And he throws the ice grenade at their feet. and it causes like a small spire of spikes to shoot up out of the ground. And Sheena just whistles, and the brother is keeping an eye on Natsuki, and he chases after him. And Natsuki notices that the brother is after him. What's he up to? And that's the brother. The brothers are like, what's he up to? Because he's already cautious of him. And then Natsuki jumps off of the railing down to the ground floor of the school.
Quit skittering away like a squirrel!
And when that happens, Sheena jumps off the railing ahead of her brother and has her gun pointed directly at his face.
Heck yeah! Game over!
And mind you, the barrels are literally like right here. And she points the gun at his face and fires. But the bullets... The bullets bounce off of some invisible wall. You can't hit me from in there.
Huh?
And then electricity starts to crackle all around them. And then all of a sudden, the room that they were empty, that seemed that they were empty in, starts to fill up with numerous different things. When I prepared an invisible ICU to protect Sakamoto, I wasn't expecting to use it like this. And the brother realizes, wow, okay, so the room that they're in was supposed to be the room where Sakamoto was supposed to be tended to, but no one could actually see him. He lured us into an invisible room.
Cut the crap and let us out!
And she immediately opens fires on the wall. But the bullets barely do anything. And then Natsuki's just talking. You're wasting your time. Those walls are made from a special metal alloy. You can't bust through them with mere human strength. Make yourselves at home for a while. And then Natsuki just hits a number on a pad, and then the room just turns invisible from the outside.
Why, I'm gonna mess you up so bad! I'm gonna mess you up so bad!
And she starts breaking stuff around the room. But Natsuki can see into the room because of a little camera he has. And he sees his sister acting up, but then he looks at the brother. Judging from my infrared camera, the big brother's looking way calmer. And the brother almost appears to view as if he's looking directly at Natsuki, despite the fact that the room they're in is sealed. What's going through his head? And then the brother is touching the wall directly directly in front of Natsuki. And then the brother puts his hand on the wall and goes, You screwed up, Seba. You shouldn't have said that. Said what? You can't bust through them with mere human strength. In other words, you can bust through them if you surpass that. This bro said, oh, you said we can't bust through with this amount of strength? Fine, then I'll just use more strength than that. He says, in other words, you can bust through them if you surpass that. And he's preparing to swing his club towards the wall. And then he's looking at the brother's arm, his hand, and he sees energy starting to appear in his hand. What's with that energy? And there's a crack as the brother breaks through this room as if it was nothing. This brother is a problem. This brother is a problem. He cracks the wall and breaks through, and he's already directly in front of Natsuki. And then grabs Natsuki by the throat. Gah! There's another thing on my mind. The reason you created an invisible ICU. Seems like, oh no. He's on his way. Sakamoto's coming to the JCC. And at the end of this chapter, it shows the van that Sakamoto is in heading to the JCC. That's their destination. And that's the end of the chapter. This brother is a problem. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. For a moment there, A moment there, I thought you guys couldn't see me, but it was delayed in the back on the screen for me. Halster, yeah. Oh, this just got even worse. Yes, it has. This has. The brother is a problem. The brother is a complete and total problem. The room that Sakamoto was supposed to be tended to, that's supposed to have super heavy duty doors that no mere human strength can break through, the brother just broke through that. Not only that, but he's now aware that Sakamoto is heading to the JCC. The very individual that X-Wonks killed is heading directly to them. The brother just broke through this what seems to be an impenetrable type wall with just his brute strength alone. The man said, "Oh, I can't break through it with raw brute strength? Well, I'm just gonna have to surpass that." This man said, "Okay, I'm just gonna have to take a page from My Hero Academia and All Might and just go beyond plus ultra." Breaks through the wall and already has Natsuki in a chokehold. This brother is a problem. The sister, no. She's predictable. She's definitely easy to handle. Especially if you know what she's doing, she's easy to handle. The brother is the issue. Not only is he, and here's the thing, he's a calm in the midst of the storm. While all of this is happening, he's paying attention to what everyone's doing. He's not getting loud and irate, though he does have the occasional face fault when his sister says something offhanded like, "Oh, big brothers are so annoying." But this brother, when it's fighting, when it's involving fighting or chasing someone down, he is pretty much the calmest individual there. The brother really one punch to the wall? He did. That's the thing. I knew the brother was going to be a problem. The moment he was standing there, and I felt in my spirit that he was looking directly at Natsuki. He could tell that Natsuki was standing in front of that particular wall, right there. Or one swing in this case, since he's swinging a weapon. Yeah, but that's the thing, though. His sister's gun couldn't do anything. And we've seen that this gun is incredibly powerful, able to tear up streets, roads, buildings, and people as if it's nothing. But it couldn't do anything to this room. The bullets basically just flattened themselves against the wall and fell over. But the brother literally felt on the wall and said, like, "You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that it's going to take mere strength in order to break through it. So I guess if the only way you can bust through is if you surpass that mere strength." And uses that inhuman strength to break through something that was supposed to be able to keep people out. Not just keep people in, but keep people out. And broke it in one attempt. This brother is the most dangerous out of everyone we've seen for the prospects of the Order. Not the muscular mass wrestler dude with the armor underneath his skin. Not the policeman who really likes being a policeman just so he can have a excuse to shoot people. We haven't seen enough of the mother with the baby. She just cut one dude's head off and that was it. But this brother, out of the Saionji twins and pretty much everyone else we've seen Oki scope out for the Order, this brother is by far the most dangerous individual. I will say the invisible ICU was an incredible idea. Yeah, it was! The fact that he came up with it. Natsuki is a genius. We know people are looking for Sakamoto, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a specific room where Sakamoto can recover, but also keep it invisible, so that way it's even harder for anyone to find out where he is. And he trapped them in it. But now that room's invisibility isn't going to matter much with a completely gigantic gaping hole in the side now. So unless y'all get some way to fill that in. So it was a great idea, but it's unfortunate that the siblings basically just messed up the one secure place that Sakamoto was going to have in order to recover and come back. But the brother's an issue. I still want to know what that weapon is, but he is a complete... The fact that we still don't get his name. Despite the many times that the siblings have been speaking to each other, we still don't have this dude's name at all. And he's the more dangerous of the two siblings. What is up with this guy? He can't even get them to leave this place now. No, they can't leave. They won't leave now because now they know that Sakamoto is heading there. So they're just going to wait, which just makes the situation all that more tense because the twins have to be taken care of before Sakamoto and company get there. Otherwise, that brother is going to brutalize everyone. Not just Shin, not just Boiled, not just Granny, I don't think Granny Mia is there with them, but not just Boiled, not just Shin, not just Sakamoto, because that's the object of that quarry, but I have a feeling that they will probably mess up Hana and Aoi as well. Initially, they were probably going to leave this place, but now they know Sakamoto is coming there. They ain't never going to leave. No! The chances of them leaving quietly and peacefully, that ship has sailed the moment they said, like, no, we're not going to give out a friend. So they was all like, well, we're just going to have to kill you then. But they had no idea that Sakamoto was heading there. So they probably wouldn't have had much reason to stay if they did kill everybody. But now they have a reason to stay. Just Shin, Boiled, and Kindaka, I believe. And Aoi and them is with them. But still, that brother is an issue. We don't know how powerful Kindaka is, given the fact that he was in a coma for 8 years. We don't know where his strength lies. If he can be of an Aoi and Hana, but they aren't really combatants. No, but they are someone that's close to Sakamoto. And since Oki is out to kill anyone affiliated with him in any way, X is willing to kill anyone affiliated with Sakamoto in any way. That includes his family. Literally had someone go to blow up his store. I don't think it's a matter of whether they're combatants or not. They're linked to Sakamoto. They have to die too. We need to wipe the slate clean. So Aoi and Hana's lives are still going to be in danger if they run up on the twins. This brother is a problem. Everything that has been attempted to use against the brother, mainly, if you think about it, they tried to fight the brother and the brother just handled everybody as if they were nothing. It's like Neo fighting the agents after he fully realizes his status as the One. That's really the situation that the brother is in. He's just flexing on everybody. Not to mention, Natsuki is hurt. His vision is heavily blurred to the point where he saw duplicates of his brother right next to him. You know, if you cross your eyes and look at something, his vision is blurred. Not to the degree as of Itachi before he died, but I will say, just dawned on me, we haven't cut back to Sakamoto's POV for a bit. No, we haven't seen Sakamoto when he was in this white landscape. This blank landscape, and there's a bench where Rion is sitting there, and they were gonna start talking, but we cut away from that because we're dealing with everybody else right now. So yeah, it has been a while since we've seen those specific chapters. We've just been focusing on pretty much all of the fighting. This is wow. Dude wasn't lying when he said that this was going to be the final battle of Sakamoto Days. Once we got started with these chapters, this is the final battle of Sakamoto Days. Well, not the penultimate battle, but this is the final fight arc of Sakamoto Days. Let me say that. That's what this is. Hold on, let me check that real quick. Yeah. Ever since we started back in August, this is the final battle arc. Don't remember the situation being this dire in a bit. It hasn't been. I want to say that things were incredibly tense. Things were incredibly tense when they were at the museum. That's when they wanted to run up on X. That's when we had Takamura and all that crazy fighting going on in the museum. Things were dire then, but not to this degree. Where things just keep looking worse and worse and worse. And here's the thing. I've used this example for My Hero Academia where the heroes did something good, the villains would come up with something even worse in opposition to them, and then the heroes would come back in some sort of fashion that would allow them to go over what the villains did. This isn't the same situation with Sakamoto Days. Things just seem like they just keep getting worse and worse for Sakamoto and company as things progress. Because now we have Heisuke, who's currently out of commission. He's lost a lot of blood. Lou is hurt, but she's not dead, and neither is Granny Mia, even though her ankle got hit because of the fight. We have basically the students of the JCC having to deal with the Saionji twins, with the brother being the problem out of the two of the twins. And we still have that unaccounted for person, that woman with the baby with the butcher knife. She's still unaccounted for. We don't know where she's at. And Sakamoto is heading to the school where the Saionji twins now are fully waiting for him to show up so they can kill him. I don't think situations have ever been this bad. We had some moments like Shin going up against ex Takamura inside of the aquarium. Things look very, very dire and like there was no way for him to get out. But this situation that's just happening at the school just seems like it is horrible all around. I really do hope that Mafuyu and Toramaru get in contact with Sakamoto and the team and let them know that, hey, we got some people who are looking to kill Sakamoto. Don't bring him here. And we're not going on break after this chapter either. We're not going on break, so we'll have to see. Hi, Dragon. It's good to see you. But yeah, this is a very dire and tense situation. I don't know how we're going to get out of this. Also, the fact it's 2 versus 1 now, unless the others come back, but I don't think that'll be a good idea and it won't help much. Given the fact that the brother was able to contend with basically everyone other than Natsuki easily. Not to mention, even if Natsuki uses invisibility suit, it wouldn't have helped because the brother caught him while he was invisible. And this is before he fought Natsuki again, or at least swung on Natsuki again, in the pool. So Natsuki's invisibility won't be much help simply because the brother says, like, you gotta erase all your presence because I can still hear you. I can still sense you. I wonder where else they can go if the JCC is unavailable. I don't know. It's not like Wu-Tang has a place, because it'd be too far off. I mean, they've already got on the highway to go to the JCC. And I feel like getting back and forth to the JCC isn't as widespread and available to the public. It probably has only one way in and one way out road-wise, given its nature as an assassin school. But I don't know. I'm just speaking off of assumptions. So we'll have to see in the next chapter, but things are so incredibly tense right now. Can the next chapter we get be the chapter where we find out the brother's name? We know Sheena's name. We know her name. The regular hospitals are definitely off limits. I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure X already has members of the JAA already in every hospital to ensure that if Sakamoto ever showed up, then they'd be able to let them know so they can just bring the entire hospital down, regardless of the amount of innocent people that may be inside. So those are practically a death sentence if you went there. Exactly. Literally saying exactly what I'm saying. But we're not going on break. And I hope we find out the brother's name next week in the next chapter. Because I want to know the name of one of the most busted looking people who's been fighting in Sakamoto Days for quite a long time. I'm going to be honest with you. It's been a while since we've seen someone this threatening. Since Tenkyu. In terms of, like, people who are evil or on the side of, like, X and have that sort of mentality, we really haven't seen someone this bona fidely dangerous since Tenkyu. And I'm not counting Uzuki as X because Uzuki has always been dangerous. It's from day one. But not since Tenkyu have things felt this undeniably tense. In terms of what else can this person do? Because with Tenkyu, his accurate was pretty much 100%. Had it not been for Atari, Shin would have been dead a long time ago. Not to mention, this dude has such incredible range, and he fights with an eye patch on purpose, because if he uses both of his eyes, then his vision improves exponentially, and he can fire from basically any distance. So not since Tenkyu have I feared an opponent this dangerous before. That's my opinion. But we're gonna have to see what happens in the next chapter. I am so interested to see how this whole situation concludes with the Saionji twins and how they can be brought down if it's possible. I don't know, but we'll have to see. That's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. This has been my reaction to Sakamoto Days. It was this guy and the mask guy's name I really wanted to know, but if we can at least get this guy's name, I'll be satisfied. So will I. The cop guy and the luchador's name, while I would like to know them, since they've been bodied, it's not as important anymore. But I do want to know the name of this brother who is this undeniably dangerous. I really want to know his name. So hopefully we find out in the next chapter. If we don't, this will be the biggest drawn out section where we don't get the name of a character in Sakamoto Days that I've ever seen. But pardon me, but hopefully we can find out in the next chapter. If we don't, then it'll just keep getting dragged out, but I guess. But that's me. I'm rambling now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all I have for you for Sakamoto Days. Time for me to get started on the newest One Piece episode. I'll get those out to you as quickly as possible. And then I'm going to relax for today, because it's been a long day. But, Holster, High Dragon, everybody who showed up here today, thank you for tuning in to my reaction. I know these tend to not be as long as my One Piece reactions, but I'm grateful you guys stopped by to check out these chapters with me. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Even consider supporting me on Patreon, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!